Hi, I'm Kevin EuDaly. Here's a little bit of what you'll see in this episode. Be sure and visit shop.whiteriverproductions.com for our magazines, books, and other railroad-related materials. Thanks. After a day on western New York and Pennsylvania and 4 on Delaware-Lackawanna, we landed in Woodstown, New Jersey for Railfan and Railroad's 50th anniversary celebration, and that started that Friday evening with a night photo shoot of Woodstown Central's little steam engine and an SMS Baldwin. So we spent the evening at the night photo shoot with Steve Berry, Otto Von Drack, and several other members of the White River team. And it was quite fun. I'd never done a night photo session like that, the Jim Boyd style thing that Steve Berry has carried on. But it was quite spectacular. There's about 100 people there, which means there was about 100 tripods and 100 cameras. But it was really a fun event. So very nice night photo session to end the day. Saturday, November 9th, was a charter day for the Railfan and Railroad 50th anniversary celebration. And we had Woodstown Central's 060 on its first public steam excursions. And they went out to Salem and did a couple of run-bys for all the photographers on the train. It was really an enjoyable morning. We stopped at a sub shop for lunch, and the gal taking the orders put Mel's name down on the ticket, and when the kid announced Mel's was ready, he said, lunch for meal. And I don't know how you get meal out of MEL, but he did, and Mel couldn't figure it out for a little while. It was quite humorous. Then the afternoon, they had the SMS X Erie Mining Baldwin running on excursions as well, and with a GP38 on the other end. So we chased that back and forth with the charter group. And during the entire event, Dave Warner provided crowd control, keeping an eye on us and making sure nobody put themselves in harm's way. And I had never met Dave face-to-face, but he and I and L. Simon did a book, Amtrak by the Numbers 2, together. So Dave and I had been in close contact for many years. And it was really fun to meet him face-to-face and get to visit in between photo run-bys and such. So then Saturday evening was the banquet for the 50th anniversary celebration of Rail Fannin Railroad. After the meal, Otto Vondrak put on a slideshow presentation that was kind of a history of Karstens Publishing and its acquisition by White River Productions. So brought back some good memories. It was a fun evening. On Sunday, November 10th, the day started with shop tours for SMS, which stands for Switching Management Services. And they provided a tour behind Baldwin DS 441,9069, which was originally a Pennsylvania Railroad unit of the same number. And so we toured the shops and shot all the stuff sitting around there. And then we headed south for the next phase of the trip, which was going to be a couple of days on Pickens Railroad in South Carolina, shooting their U-18Bs. It's a beautiful day in East Texas, and today there are small white butterflies flying around that are called falcate orange tips. They only fly for about a week in the spring, so you don't see those very often, but they're out and about today. Thanks for watching.
Of rare traditions, everyone tries funny cake.
It is, oh my God, it's delicious.
Wow.
The joke is always follow the Dutchman to dinner. So far, I'm pretty good with selecting my meal choices. So
Exactly.
I didn't get this large by looking by this way. So.
Oh my.